Always low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
On September 29th, shocking news was announced that an arrest was made for the murder of historic rapper Tupac Shakur. This murder has been unsolved since 1996. It all began when Tupac and Marion Suge Knight, the founder of independent hip-hop record label Death Row Records, went to a nightclub after having watched Mike Tyson fight Bruce Seldon in a championship fight. After the match, Tupac, Suge, and those accompanying them got involved in a fight at their hotel. Afterwards, the two were driving down the Las Vegas Strip, which is when a drive-by shooting occurred from a white Cadillac that had pulled up to them while they were stopped at a red light. Shakur and Knight were shot at, and due to Tupac being in the passenger seat, he was hit 4 times by bullets, while Suge was only grazed by bullet fragments or shrapnel. After the shooting, Tupac was immediately rushed to a hospital where he was pronounced dead 6 days later. Now, after 27 years, a man named Duane Davis, who also goes by the name Keefe D, was arrested on suspicion of the murder and was indicted on a murder charge. The 60-year-old has been a self-professed leader of the Southside Compton Crips and, according to his indictment, was big in the drug trade, elevating his status within the gang. Duane Davis and Suge Knight are the only living witnesses of Tupac's shooting. Prosecutors have also stated that Davis had ordered and masterminded the shooting of Tupac. During the night of Tupac's shooting, Lieutenant Jason Johansson with LVMPD Homicide stated that members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson, the nephew of Davis, who was involved in an incident with Death Row Records. When they spotted Anderson, they began to beat on him near an elevator bay inside the MGM resort. According to Lieutenant Johansson, that incident led to the death of Tupac Shakur. After the beating, police have stated that that's when Davis devised a plan to retaliate against Death Row Records. Davis and his nephew Anderson were allegedly in the car that drove up to Suge Knight and Tupac, and according to police, that's when the shooting began. According to reports, Davis allegedly confessed to giving his nephew, Orlando Anderson, the gun in order to shoot Tupac. However, due to the confession being given under a proffer agreement, it could not be used against him, until Davis began talking about doing so in interviews and in his 2019 memoir, which led to officials charging him with the murder. In related news, Suge Knight, the driver of the car that Tupac was shot in, says that he wouldn't testify in court. Suge went on to state, "Me and Keefe D played on the same football team, and whatever the circumstances, if he did have involvement or if he didn't have involvement in anything, I wouldn't wish someone going to prison on my worst enemy." Currently, the trial for Keefe D is ongoing, and News 25 will report the conclusion of the trial once it has been wrapped up.